2011. BW1 had just come out. I was in high school. At lunch, the halls were filled with people with their DSs playing the game. Looking for someone to play with. Spot a guy playing alone. He's been in my classes. He was always very quiet and didn't seem to have any friends. I go up and ask him if he wants to play. He agrees, but he didn't have the new games. He had bought a Gen 4 game. No problem. I ask if I can see his team. It's a level 90-something low punny and 5 low-level shitmons. Suddenly, he asks if I like to draw. I say I draw sometimes, but I'm not very good. He brings a sketchbook out of his backpack and opens it. Shows me some of his drawings. Every page is covered in crudely drawn low punny porn. Seriously, that's pretty much all he draws. Tons of various fetishes. Among them, an unbirthing one, featuring, I think, Ash. Struck me as particularly fucked up. He asked me if I like it. What the fuck was I supposed to say? Yeah. I excuse myself and go to the washroom where I stay for the rest of the lunch hour. Go to Smash Bros. Tournament at EB Games with my neighbor last year. Arrive at the mall. Everything looked really chill and quiet. Notice someone inside the store cosplaying as Ash. He turns around at me and he's wearing a black shirt underneath that says, Orgasm Donor. And his Pikachu plush looks really fucking dirty. Spouts random shit and shouts and starts throwing plushies off the shelves and pretending to catch them. Staff has to get him to calm down. Start playing random friendlies. He comes over a few matches later. As soon as anyone hits him, he starts grunting loudly, tells them to stop and screams, I hate everyone! Keeps standing up in front of the screen whenever anyone else was playing. Everyone keeps having to get him to chill the fuck out. Sonic does his final smash and he joins in and shouts with him, Now I'll show you! Leaves around the start of the tournament, thankfully for some reason. Watch the rest of the tournament wondering what the fuck just happened. High school, 2011 or so. Have to sit next to some kid in video class. Start spewing that ancient Mudkips meme. Just say, sure, whatever. Just to get him to shut up. Kid takes this as a reason to keep talking to me. Just keep spewing ancient memes like he just saw a bunch of old 4chan screen caps the night before. One of those, every game past this point is garbage because nostalgia guys. Kid had shitty teeth and looked like he never washed his hair. Looked up fursuits on Craigslist in the middle of class every day. Changed his computer background to something that looked like gay furry porn. Should mention these were the only computers you could change the background on in the school. Teacher sees this and starts yelling at him to change it. He tries to say it's not porn, it's art. Start telling him myself to cut the shit out. Says he'll kick my ass if I keep talking, despite being way smaller than me. Figure he's too far gone and just try to ignore him for the semester. The longer this went on, the less it sounds like a horrific Pokemon fan story. But holy shit was I fed up with him. Fuck you, Cody. High school, 2011. Is emulating Sapphire on my phone during lunch. Some dude passing by notices I'm playing Pokemon. Pulls up a chair to sit next to me and sits close enough that our legs are touching. He leans in to watch me play without saying anything. I ask him to give me some personal space because goddamn. You playing Pokemon? Which one? I tell him I'm playing Sapphire. He's apparently a goddamn Gen 1er and tells me that all games past RBY aren't real Pokemon games. Starts ranting about the new games. I scoot farther away from him as he spews bullshit. He notices and moves closer to me. Can I see your Pokemon? I show him my team in hopes that that'll make him go away. I had just gotten to Slateport by that time. He notices that I have some female Pokemon on my team. He goes on rant about how female Pokemon are always weaker than male Pokemon, and how anybody who uses female Pokemon is an idiot and shouldn't play Pokemon. Bell rings. My lunch period is over. I fucking bolt to my next class. Junior year. Some kid's playing Leaf Green on his SP in the middle of class. Pick Charizard. Not even during downtime, the teacher's in the middle of the lesson. He's wearing a fedora. Have to go meet son of mom's friend one day, the next year. It's the same fucking kid. Cargo shorts, sandals, and socks. Asking me if I go on Reddit. Playing modded Minecraft on his laptop. All of that. Later found out he cross-dresses. Freshman year of college after HGSS just launched. Just playing my DS while on the shuttle bus because it was raining. Awkward kid whips out his MacBook and decides to talk to me. Dude, I still get a Wi-Fi signal from here. Just nod and play HG. Dude, you ever hear of Reddit? End up getting out and walking the last half mile in the rain so I don't have to tolerate that guy. Go to college. Meet up with dorky dude in class and see him playing on his DS afterwards. He's pretty cool, has nice taste in video and loves working on his car. Also a weeb for Vocaloids, but I don't mind that much. He gives me his Steam name. Get curious later and decide to Google it. He has a fur affinity page with thousands of posts describing his badly drawn arcane persona. Participates in gay ERP fairly actively, going into depth about barbs and nuts. I never brought it up with him IRL, but I never looked at him the same way. I met one in Medford, Oregon in 2012. He was sitting at a Warhammer 40k table, playing his DS. He was pretty chubby, smelly, and showed off his Pokewalker and birthday toad kiss to all those who showed a little bit of interest. I later heard him complaining about his dad who doesn't get him to the girl at the cash register. I felt so bad for both of them. She looked so desperate to get away from him. And no dad deserves an avatar of Chris Chan for a son. This is as much a brownie horror story as it is a Pokemon horror story. B2012. 17-year-old sister's into MLP while it was at its prime. Personally didn't give a shit for it. She wants to go to a brony convention. Neither parents agree to go because it's a good 4 hours away in Manchester. Knowing what bronies can be like, I opt to go with her to make sure she's safe. Go there. Pony fags are friendly, try to make conversation. Just explain that I'm not there for the pony shit, only to keep an eye on my sister. One guy approaches us, lanky, as skinny as a rake, pale skin, wearing a cowboy hat. When chatting with us, he mentioned something along the lines of a pony turning into Rapidash. My face when Pokemon mentioned. Oh good, some common ground. We start getting chatty about Pokemon, start talking about dragon types since they're my favorite. He mentions that he has folders on his phone of dragons. Says there are a few Pokemon ones in there. I got some super cool dragon pics you'll like. Sure, why not? He's going through his folder. Some pretty good fan art to be fair. He stops scrolling for a moment to say, these next ones are some of my favorites. Literally just a mix of pony, furry, and dragon Pokemon porn. I look visibly disgusted. What? Don't you like big sexy dragons? My face went. I got myself and my sister away from that guy after that. Fortunately, we didn't bump into him for the rest of the con. Bronies. Not even once. Never lived with fellow pokefags. Never turns out well. Last year of uni. Move into apartment with my two bros. We're all hardcore fans of Pokemon. We each got a tad of the Kanto starters with each other. Months go by and the other two become more seclusive. They stop coming out to the bars with me. Come home early one night after a party. Hear wet slapping noises and moans. Investigate further and find the source. Bro 1 is mounted on top of Bro 2 and his balls are deep. Bro 2 is in a Lucario costume. Bro 1 is wearing Ash's hat. I just noped out and went to another friend's. I have never said anything to the other guys about me catching them. Neither has come out of the closet. I can no longer use Lucario on my teams, and when Corina tried to give me a free Lucario and Y, it triggered my PTSD. Got into Pokemon when it came out in '98, 6 years old. Everyone liked it for a year. Then it was for kids. Kept playing it, only one in my class who did until high school. Learned early on not to spurg about it. Didn't play at school. Friends didn't tell anyone. First week of high school, see a group of kids getting shit for playing it during lunch. Stay back. Approach the kids later once the others leave. Try to give them pointers about staying low-key. To understand, start talking in code. Not exactly what I meant, but it worked. Third one won't shut the fuck up. Spends every lunch going on about Poke Pride and Poke Liberation. Stay the fuck away from him. Couple months later at lunch. Kid getting shit about liking Pokemon, as usual. Kid goes on triad. I have a Poke dream, Doc. Says he's gonna get back on everyone who's ever fucked with him. Taken to the office by gym teacher. Half hour later. Get taken out of class, march down the hall with Spurg 1 and 2. Kid admits to wanting to shoot up the school. Name me and the Spurgs as accomplices. Fuck no. Not going down for this. Tell the principal that the kid's a fucking psycho. Still plays Pokemon like a kid. Spurg side with me, start telling principal other shit. Kid looked at anime porn during class, jacked off in bathrooms between the classes, kept talking about secret plans. We get off free. Kid gets expelled. Month later, Wildspurg 1 appears. Apologizes, said they laid all the blame on them when they talked to the expelled kid. Kid says he's going to kill me. Kid sends threatening letter to my house, calls me a Poke traitor. 9 years later, still scared this kid is going to snipe me one day. Look him up on Facebook. Fat ass weeb trash. Profile pic is from a BronyCon. First year of boarding school. Make friends with this one kid who arrived same time as me. Let's call him Max. Max is pretty cool. Plays Pokemon and shit. But his roommate. Oh god, his fucking roommate. Let's call him Kyle. Kyle is that kid to a T. He openly admitted to being a furry and legit thought he was a cat. Seriously, he'd make cat noises and stuff, and there was these night guards that came in at midnight to check on us, and Kyle would, I shit you not, hiss and scratch at the fucking night guards. He had a sick obsession with Umbreon too. Like he'd draw it all day, and it's all he ever drew. So one day I see this kid's flash drive laying about in Max's room, and I snag it before anyone can notice. Put it on my computer. Do you want to know what I saw on that flash drive? Here's what I saw. Innocent couple furry hentai.sfw. Submissive tentacle cutie.jpg. Umbreon sissy slut.png. I only had the balls to open up one of the images. I still have fucking nightmares. A month later, Kyle got expelled for hitting a teacher. Pretty lame, but might as well post it anyways. First year of college, eventually finds some sort of weekly Pokemon club. Turns into a general video game club considering how many people had similar games. Played Triforce Heroes one night with a few of the others, trying our best not to nuke each other with bombs. One of the coordinators thought it would be a good idea to watch some Pokemon videos as a group. Sigh internally and steel myself for the memes. Some are passable, others not so much. Suddenly, the guy that would mainly stick to GBC and PMD games pipes up, offering to show us an animation he thought was funny. What could possibly go wrong? Guy gets on the laptop we were using, closes out YouTube, much to our confusion. Opens up Fur Affinity. Nope. I have a couple of stories about one kid in particular, back when I was in high school. This one was told to me by my best friend, backed up by other people. Slightly bullied, chuny Asian kid. Call him CT. It's very odd. Had to take driver's ed in 10th grade. To pass the class, you have to pass a state test with above an 80. He fails. First tries to literally bribe the teacher with a $10 bill. Fails. Literally pulls out Ash's cap from his backpack. Pulls out his DS. Challenges the teacher to a battle in front of class. Entirely serious. Also, had a few classes with the kid and was kind to him because I see no reason in not being nice. Valentine's Day comes, senior year. He walks up to me and my two friends. Hands each of us a kid's bulk Pokemon Valentine's Day card. Mine came with L-Kid. Fuck off. Had to accept it because I didn't want to set him off. I have one. Be me. 17 years old. Black and White just came out. Had a girlfriend. We used to fuck a lot, but stopped having as frequently as we used to. Hanging out with my girlfriend over bootleg Skype. We say goodbye and hang up. A few hours later, call her back. Wanted her to trade me. She was breeding. Realized we didn't hang up on each other. We just muted each other. Decide to unmute her to tell her about the whole mute thing. Unmute her and hear a buzzing sound and her moaning. Didn't take long for me to put the pieces together. Start looking for a way to hang up on this bootleg Skype. Then I hear her moan, "Oh fuck yeah, gar chomp, ram it hit me." Now desperately looking for the hang-up button. Then she, "Oh yeah, you're so much better than a non." Finally I hang up. Then I realized what she just said. My face when I was being cucked by a land shark dragon from a video game. B10 or so. Second wave of Pokemon craze washes over us. People are trading cards, betting them in rock, paper, scissors, some even stealing them. Business as usual. Kid climbs up a hill at the school area with several bags of common cards. Let's call him Carl. He starts tossing cards out, like a Roman emperor giving the people in the Colosseum bread. Carl spends all the money he can to get his hands on for more cards, and shares with all the commoners below him. Carl shows up to school one day with a shining Charizard card. You know the one. Some say he sucked someone's dick on a rooftop for it. Kid claims to have witnessed it too. Others say he licked a toilet seat clean in a dare. Doesn't matter, he has the card. A few days later, Carl is trying to get a good trade like usual with some kid. Kid a year older snatches Carl's shining Charizard from his hands and runs off. Carl smashed.exe. Chases the thief and tackles him to the ground. Grabs him in a straight-up chokehold before he can get up. "I'll break your fucking neck," screams Carl, before sinking his teeth into the neck of the thief, borderline Mike Tyson style. Adults finally arrive to break it all up. Carl's got blood on his lips, and the thief's bleeding pretty badly. Even when being dragged away, Carl can focus his edge to scream, "Next time, it's your throat!" Everyone's speechless. Fast forward a few days. Somehow, Carl got off lightly. Carl returns and is the most passive and shy guy on the planet. It's as if he was lobotomized. But he probably got some diagnosis slapped on him before being kept on meds 24/7.